Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sam. I'm Sam on Instagram and also on YouTube, and this is my YouTube channel all about cross stitch, so my FlossTube channel as we say. I'm not going to start off by saying it's been a while because we all know it has been a while, but as I said last time, I'm trying to adjust my schedule and trying to work out the best way of doing things, so they're probably going to be, where possible, once a month, but we're going to see how this goes. So hey, welcome back. Thanks for all you people who have returned, and hey to anyone who's watching this for the first time. It's great to have you here. So yeah, what's been happening with me in the last month? It's got warmer here. Restrictions have slowly started to be lifted, which is so nice to see have a bit of normality come back. I got vaccinated as well, so as hopefully next week I'll be fully non-restricted in this area of the country, so I can go to restaurants without having to do a test beforehand and all that type of thing, so that's super exciting. I know it sounds really sad, but in comparison to this time last year where it was, oh, can we go out, can we not go out, it's so nice to have some normality, I think, and just pop out for a meal if you want, rather than having to fully plan everything out in advance. So that's basically my biggest bit of news that it's been a bit of a relief. So that was a nice, although the side effects weren't so great, but I'll take the side effects any day. So yeah, I hope that you're all doing well. You are also hopefully have some nice summer weather. That's not as hot as some places as I know in the States are right now. I found myself complaining, I can't do Fahrenheit, I'm sorry, Celsius girl here, but I found myself complaining at, I think it was 31, 32 degrees the other week, and then saw the temperatures in the States and thought, oh, 40 degrees, yeah, no, I'm not going to complain about our 30 degrees. Yeah, so the weather's, yeah, they're getting nicer here, stuff's opening up, so it's starting to feel a bit more nicer than it has been the last couple of weeks. Hopefully I'd like to be able to travel a bit more, but that central is a bit touch and go. When I say travel, I mean see my family again, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm not the only person who's separated from people at the moment, so yeah. So let's talk about a bit of stitching, shall we? Yeah, so let's start with finishes and FFOs. FFOs, for those of you who aren't aware, is fully finished objects. Cross stitchers love to use loads of acronyms, so I'll try and explain stuff as I go because I know other floss tubers do this, and it's, to me, it's so useful. So the first one, if you watched my last video, you would know that my plans for May, I know that this is coming out at the end of June, so it's like a month, 2 months ago I think, I was talking about how I was, for May, or Stitch Mania as it's called, or whatever you want to call it, I was going to stitch purely on whips, so as I said, whips is work in progress. I was going to stitch on that, and yeah, I had quite a few whips. I've now managed to clear one out, and of course I started doing something else, but you know, that's how it works. But I was concentrating mainly on my SAL whips, so stitch along whips that I had, because I had quite a few, and I wanted, some of them had finished, if that makes sense. I just wanted to, I was close to finishing, I just wanted to try and either make progress with them or finish completely. So the first one I've actually fully finished was from Hannah Hand Makes. She did this lovely SAL called The Heart of the Home, which you might have seen on social media. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen previous posts I've done. I have posted this, so if you have seen my posts, you also probably might well have seen this. But this is the banner that we did. As you can see, it's all fully finished now. Let's bring it a little bit more in focus. There is some personalisation in this. I never make mistakes, I always personalise. Like the cutlery and stuff here is slightly further closer to the writing than it should be, sorry, the writing here than it should be. That was my error. I started stitching the cutlery and then realised I wanted to use this wording, because for this SAL, Hannah had different, like this whole bit here, up to the toasting and talking, was mainly, like, you could switch words in and out if you didn't say stewing, for example, like here, the stewing. You could change like words in and out, but basically everything up to this point was kind of not set in stone, but yeah. And then when you got to the heart of the home, you could then change these 3 lines depending on how you wanted how you wanted it to be, whether you were going to put it in your kitchen or your dining or your eating area, so to speak. And this is for me the kitchen. Like here we've got like a bit of an open plan thing going on, where obviously we cook all the time, and it is the centre of the flat. Like we spend a lot of time here, and I know that at my parents' house we've also spent, you know, a lot of time in the kitchen cooking and doing that type of thing together. So I really loved the sentiment of this one, because to me the kitchen is where everything is, or where food is involved, is where the action is, so to speak. So yeah, this is this one. And I just thought that with our favourite beings, you know, memories with our favourite beings, you create memories. Like I remember being a child and like doing baking or something with my mum or my gran even, and there's those type of things that stay with you and I think you pass on to other people. So I really love, yeah, I love this. So I've just finished it off. We're using you can see like a bit of a wooden dowel here and here. I sewed the back up, which I'll show you the back for once because I'm really quite pleased with this. So I sewed some backing on, I ironed the backing on, and then I just sewed everything up nice and neatly to give it some, actually, and I'm very pleased with it, some very crisp edges. And then I just, because I didn't have ribbon or anything fancy, I think it was one of the DMC colour, one of the reds that were here, I think it's this one, so the same colour as the cup. Just took that, measured a bit out, and just cut the length off and tied it on the doweling, and then just hung it up on the nail. So yeah, that looks really good on the old kitchen area, so I'm very pleased with that. I won't lie, for Stitch Mania it was only, I think it was literally these 2 lines, making sweet memories with our favourite beings and the little hearts in the corner. But it just felt like a massive, like, obviously when you finish anything it's great, and then I said, no, I'm going to FFO this straight away because I have stuff, you probably can't, no, sorry, wrong way, in this cupboard here behind me. I have some projects which need FFOing and I haven't quite got around to it yet. So I tried to, where I know how I want to FFO it, I try and do it straight away if I have everything there. I did buy the kit from Hannah at the time, so I had the doweling, the padding, sorry, dowel rod, sorry, and the padding and everything together. So all I had to do was just grab it from the box and stitch it up, which was so practical. Like, and I saw that she had also offered, there was magnetic ones, but like magnetic hangings, sorry. But I didn't want that option. I don't know why. It just, to me, this just looked more like my style of how I would present something. So yeah, I've now got that on display, and then at Christmas time I'll take that out for the Deck the Halls piece from Casper Cross Stitch that I have hanging as well. So then I could just take them out depending on the time of the year. So that was my main stitch, my main finish from Stitch Mania, should we say. I made progress, which I'll show you in a minute, like in a second, sorry, with everything else, but that was my finish. So I'm really pleased with that. So thank you, Hannah, for a lovely stitch along. It was great fun. I was really happy to be able to finish a piece off as well, which I loved. I've also had another finish, and I've also completely FFO'd this one too. I know in my last video I showed you it was the Cotton and Twine April box, which was a collaboration with Emma from Stitch Rovia. I hadn't done very much on it last time. I think I only just started the scissors and maybe a couple of the letters or something. But I have fully finished it, and it is potentially my favourite project I've ever done. I just love how it turned out, so here we go. So yeah, that's the piece. And I'm not gonna lie, it's the most amount of backstitching I've ever done. I know that sounds a bit not sad or whatever, but I've never been one for picking up pieces with backstitching. I think it's because I always thought that was too advanced, or I don't know what, but I never did it. And then obviously I love Stitch Rovia patterns, and this was in my subscription box, so yeah. And so it's finished with some lovely tape along the sides, which was really good. So yeah, show you a bit of a close up of this because I genuinely love the colours. I love how it all looks. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this. And I just finished it off, I can show you quickly too, just by stitching the back together. At some point I probably would want to put some felt or something on the back and sew that round, but for right now, this will do. So yeah, this is I'm very happy with this. Yeah, it was beautiful. Again, so fun to stitch, and I've never really appreciated how much difference backstitching makes, even to the scissors, for example. Like, I was trying to work out the best way of doing it, whether I do the backstitching as I go or leave it all to the end, and I just decided I would leave it until the end, but I had already sort of done the craftiness bit here, and the ears and the little banner, and then I took a picture of that and all just the X's without the backstitching, and then took a picture with all the backstitching afterwards, and boy, do you notice a difference. Like, I never really paid that much attention to how much it defined. Obviously it defined the leaves more, the flower, which I like, these flowers at the top here, which I wasn't sure whether you could even see the backstitching in places, but you can when it's all done. So I was very, very pleased with this. And backstitching actually didn't take me anywhere near as long as I thought it would, because I thought basically everything on this is backstitched, and I thought, oh god, that's going to take me forever. But it really didn't, and I'm really pleased with how it looks. So yeah, that was my second finish. So I'm very, very pleased with this, and it's already up on my wall, which is what I love about the custom twine boxes. I know I keep saying this, and I'll sing their praises forever, is that they give you the pieces, the stuff to be able to finish it off. You don't have to finish it that way, but it gives you an idea, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not very creative in that way, so it's, for me, brilliant that I have everything I need, so that I then can go, oh, I don't have to do it like this, but that's a really good idea. So yeah, that was, and then I've got tape galore now, so this beautiful bird tape, which I'll probably end up using on gift wrap or something, or journaling or something if I start journaling. So yeah, that was my 2 finishes for the last month or so, which I'm very pleased with. Like, the whole of May I didn't touch the craftiness one, because I said it's not a sow, so I'm not going to touch it, which was killing me because I was determined to do it. So yeah, this is basically what I was doing in June. It took me longer than I thought it would, but it's fine. I enjoyed stitching it. So yeah, that's my whips. Not my whips. Oh god, my brain's all over the place today. I blame the heat. Although it's not that hot, I'll blame anything on the weather, me. Why am I blurry? Ah, there we go. This camera. So yeah, now I'm going to show you my whips, which, as I alluded to just now, was work in progress. So those of you who know me know I like my caterpillar cross stitch, and I love the trees that Sally's been releasing. So of course, when I found out that the summer stitch along was hello sunshine, count me in. And I bought the kit because I just wanted to have everything the same, basically, that I've got for the other trees. So I haven't finished this part yet, but this is the progress I already have. As you can see, I've got the tree done. This is part of a flower. I just need to fill in the bit in the middle. This is another flower. Then I've started the grass here. There's grass here, and there's going to be 2 more flowers here, both pink. And here is a gorgeous flamingo, which I'm going to leave until last, I think, because I quite like it. So yeah, I only started this, really, I did like a tiny bit of, I only did a tiny bit of this bit when it first came out. And then I finished my craftiness one because I was like, nope. I did start this, I must confess, in May, but my logic being it was a stitch along, so I could, because I was only allowing myself to stitch along stuff. So I know it's a flawed logic, but I couldn't resist it with all the colours, which I don't actually have. No, I don't have the colours near me right now, but the palette is gorgeous. If you look it up, it's so bright, and there's nice bright pinks and turquoises, which to me is beautiful summer. I'm loving stitching this so far. I mean, I love all the trees that Sally does, but yes, I've made a bit of progress, and I think the next part comes out on the 28th, so I think it's Monday. I think it's the 28th. I never remember these things. I did have at one stage everything saved in my phone, so I knew when stuff was coming out. But it's quite nice to wake up in the morning and see the email with the next part and be like, oh, lovely. So I'm going to try and get this finished this weekend. I don't know how far I'll get, because I'm not going to let this tree stitched up really quickly. And this grass was like a little bit of yesterday afternoon, so I'm hoping that I can power on through and get the rest of the grass and the flowers stitched up today, and then the flamingo tomorrow. I mean, there are some other little flower motifs like up in the tree right around here somewhere, but I figure that won't take very long because they're only little, and the trees only take the little motifs only take like a short amount of time. So yeah, that's my first whip, which I'm stitching it on 16 count Ada. The cord for DMC, because as I said, I got it in a kit from Sally, which I can thoroughly recommend her kits as well. They come so lovingly prepared with the thread pre-cut. She's changed the design of the thread holders. She used to have them back in the day on a Carlos the Caterpillar, and I have, this is for a different kit by Sally, but this is what they used to look like. So with Carlos, with easily numbered, and then you had your colour key with the symbols and the colours, and then these numbers here corresponded obviously to the threads. But now she's changed the way it looks, and I must admit, I prefer the new way. She's got them more sort of like on a long thin bit with, oh, this is such a bad description, them wrapped around the body. So if it's like this, they're wrapped around like this, and that to me is cleaner and it's not as messy like on these things. I love this, don't get me wrong, but I find myself having to separate all the threads before I use them because they get slightly tangled up and stuff. But with this new thread holder, they don't, and I love it because I just get it out of the project bag. Oh, this camera, what's going on with it today? Oh, there we go. I can just get it out of the project bag, unwind a bit, cut off what I need, and then she's got like little holes on the end, if that makes sense, so you can just thread it through so it's like that. And then I wrap that around where the thread is as well, so it just stays perfectly in place. And I mean, it sounds stupid, but it just for me it speeds up the process because I'm not untangling, taking off. I mean, it's just personal preference. I know some people may not like it as much. I think it's a brilliant game changer, so thanks Sally for that. I think it's brilliant. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to get this one stitched up nice and quickly, and then hopefully get on to part 2 and try and stay on top of it, because her stitch alongs, if you stay on top of, it's great. I mean, the sections she releases are normally quite big, so, but then when you have a month to do it, it's bearable, if that makes sense. Like, so as I said, this whole tree, and then there's the flamingo comes up like here, so that's a lot of stitching. And then the flowers here are also not very small either, they come up like here, so it's like, it's bearable. Because for me, especially if I'm like working in the evening, I will say do like this bit, and then I can do like little sections, so it's not like a big piece where you have to pay attention obviously and count carefully and stuff. But you don't have to say you do, okay, I can only do 2 lines tonight. You can say do a flower, or you can do, I don't know, whatever's in the piece, or a leaf, which then you can say, oh, I did this tonight, not, oh, I've only done 2 lines. So that's how my brain works, and I like it because the piece comes together very quickly in that way, so that's very, for me, nice. So my second piece that I've been working on, sorry, I'm trying to pick it up, is also by Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and it's also one of the seasonal trees. It's a Hello Pumpkin style, which Sally released 2 years ago, I think it was, around this time of year as the stitch along. I've had this in, as I said, keep saying, I've had this in my stash for ages. I mean, you saw the colours just now, with colours like this. You can't say no to it, can you? I just love the bright colours and everything, so I had it in my stash for ages, and then I saw on Instagram that Joe at Belushi Stitches and Emma, I think it's X Stitching, doing a stitch along with the hashtag Hello Pumpkin, what time do you call this? Which I found hilarious, and I was like, oh, any excuse to start it, I might as well. I'm majorly behind with this because I haven't even done, so June was the 3rd month, haven't even started that yet. And we're following the same pattern that Sally released, same schedule, sorry, that Sally released when she released it, so we're doing, say, the 1st month first, 2nd month, boom, boom, boom. At least that's how I'm doing it. I know last time I showed you, I think I'd done part 1, or most of part 1, but now I've got part 2 done, which is a gorgeous owl. Let me just show you him up close, like how beautiful is he, his colours. Oh. So yeah, that was a lot of stitching, especially trying to count, it sounds stupid, like these little light diamonds bits flecks on his wing. that was a bit of an issue. And as I said earlier, I don't go wrong ever. This is personalised, and this is majorly personalised. I screwed up counting, I don't even know what it was. I think it was these like little leaves at the bottom here by the owl's feet. They're a row higher, I think, than they should be, which then of course totally messed up the owl and everything else. But I think I've fixed it for now. I mean, can anyone tell that that's wrong? I know it's wrong, but I can't tell it's wrong. So yeah, that was a bit, because I was trying to work out, should I frog, so like remove the stitches of the whole owl, because I found out once I got to like this bit, I noticed that these leaves weren't matching with where the owl's eyes should be, and I wasn't full on meltdown mode, but I was very annoyed. So I put it to one side for quite a few days because I was like, nope, can't look at you. As I'm sure you will understand this type of feeling, that if you get so annoyed with yourself, it's just counting, but I can't count. So some of these leaves, what I did to correct it was just take the owl down a level, I think it was, because I was really worried that the rest of the tree wouldn't match, especially when you get to the top, like when it comes around, that it wouldn't line up nicely. So I just moved some of the leaves lower, like that. For example, here I think you can see that these two are touching and they shouldn't touch, but it doesn't look out of place, if that makes sense. So I just left it. I thought, right, you know what, just make sure that this bit, if this makes sense, is sitting in the right place, and then if that's sitting in the right place, then everything that comes above it will be fine. So yeah, I love that, as I said, I keep saying this, I love the colours on this. Like, can you just, I mean, he's super cute. The next part, which I want to start soon, but I want to finish the Hello Sunshine first before I start this. I've got this most gorgeous fox here with this cute scarf that he's wearing. I mean, the fox just kills me every time. Like, he's got a big bushy tail, and I mean, I love foxes anyway, but he's got them, he says purple scarf on, and oh, so cute. But yeah, we'll see whether, I mean, as long as this gets done by sort of October time, I'm happy. So we've still got plenty of time, and stitch alongs are just for fun anyway, right? Like, you don't have to keep up, which is probably very good because I rarely do. I think I've only ever kept up fully with one, and I think that was Hello Dear. I've always been delayed with everything else just because most of the stitch alongs I've done have been around Christmas, and that's just, yes, a nightmare. So how I kept up with Hello Dear last year, it's probably I'm blaming lockdown because I wasn't going out to Christmas markets or anything, so that's probably, but yeah, I'm loving. But as you can see, like, the trees are slightly different in colour, so I'll just show you here. This one's obviously more darker because it's more autumnal, whereas this one on this side is more lighter. I like to think that the grass on the Hello pumpkin has got like frost on it, which is why it's nice and light, because, you know, autumn you start getting the dew and the frost on the grass in the mornings, whereas in summer you've got like the nice dry, oh yeah. So yeah, I'm super excited by this because, yeah, so I've got the fox coming in, there's gonna be like a nice little acorn next to him, and then I think the next month, does it have the hedgehog? Because there's a cute hedgehog, but he's gonna be a pain to stitch as well, because there's a lot of what's the word called, popcorn stitches, which I hate. So it'll be fine, it'll look beautiful when it's finished. And my last whip, moving on before I start having a rant about popcorn stitches, is the Wreath from the FlossTube Pumpkin Stitchery. I mean, I know I'm majorly behind on this. I think they've released part 8, part 7, part 8 last week. This week, sorry, gosh, just gone. I don't care. Like, this, I was already majorly delayed when I started. I was going to try and get done by Christmas this year. If it's done by Christmas next year, we're winning, okay? But I made a lot of progress on this. This was my main focus piece for the Stitch Mania. That I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to focus on this. And only this, if this makes sense. So this is where we're at. Can't really see them. But yeah, I got Santa done. I got the 2 baubles done. The big baubles done here. I don't know whether they were done last time. I can't remember. So these 2. This one was a pain to stitch, which I think quite a lot of people have said. Because the way I stitch, I don't know whether that's the same way that everyone else does, is that I, for example, will do, I'm just folding this up so I can show you better. all the blue. So I will go, I will leave this bit out, I go blue, 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 leave one out, blue, blue, then go back. And I leave out like the white spaces, for example, so it means you have to count a lot. And this is my first attempt really linen. I've done even weave before, but not really linen, so it's a bit of a, I'm counting everything like 1,000 times to make sure it's done properly. But yeah, and I've got Santa done too, which I'm loving how he's looking too. Look at him, he looks awesome. Love that. Yeah, and I'm loving my stitches on this. I think they're really neat. So I've got to do the present up here. I mean, I keep saying this piece is going to be massive because look, this is like a quarter done, I would say, and I now know that they're like, the next part's like over here somewhere, just to give you an idea of how far behind I am, but I love it. I think it looks awesome. I'm looking forward to turning this into a pillow or a cushion, as we say, as Brits say. So I'm really looking forward to doing this. I'm using all the Call for DMCs, and this is on Picture This Plus, hold on a second, Heartland on 28 count. Casual linen, which I love linen. I've decided this is my new favourite. It scared me at first, but I totally got used to this. But so I haven't really stitched on this that much recently. Most of my priorities have gone on, I'm sure you can tell, the Hello Pumpkin and the Hello Sunshine, because you can't, at least I can't stitch on the same thing all the time, although I'm trying to make sure my whips don't get too extreme because that stresses me out too. So yeah, and I've also been, which I can't tell you guys about just yet, test stitching for Sarah Elizabeth stitches. I just need to finish that off and send her what I've done, and then we can talk about that at a later date. I will remember, don't worry, but I've been very excited. I think it's quite a cool design, so that also took up a lot of my time, so that's why there hasn't been a lot of progress on everything else, but I can't really say too much about it because it's not my place to drop any releases or excitement there, so I'm respecting wishes. But it's very cute and I'm very looking forward to it, so I hope to be able to share that with you in maybe the next video, the one after, I'm not entirely sure, but that's all exciting. So yeah, that's basically what I've been working on recently. There is a bit of haul because those of you who know I love Steph at Lindy Stitches, and she just basically wants to take my money. It's a ploy, I tell you. I've resisted the urge to buy her newest release, the C one, where she's I can't even think, I think she combined with Blue Flower. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but they released these 9 squares, I think it was, excuse me, that you can also put in one frame. It's so adorable, but I resisted the urge because I had just received my last order from her and figured I couldn't put in yet another order until I've started at least one thing by her, which I haven't, because, you know, one of her projects is the next thing I start. Basically, I've decided it will be one of a couple that I've got lined up by her. But yeah, one of them being, bear with me, this is a potential new start. So she released this one. I don't know whether you can see this because of the packaging, but how gorgeous is this? So I fell in love with this as soon as I saw it on her Instagram. Tread Softly, sorry, it's called, I was trying to find the name, I couldn't think what it was called, so yeah, Tread Softly. I mean, how gorgeous is he? I mean, the words are beautiful too. So she was doing an Instagram tease with this for her bird sampler, and I mean, I love owls, and he's gorgeous. So of course, you know, I bought this, and then she also had, you know where I'm going with this, I think, the fabric, which is a linen, which I've never, she said, I think from memory she said she'd never used that either until designing on this. But this is a witch oak permin, I think it's called, linen. The colour's not coming up as true as it is here. It's here on the camera it's showing up as blue, but it's more of a turquoisey colour. The colour on the packaging apparently, sorry, it says Mediterranean Sea. So it's gorgeous teal turquoise colour, which you can't fully see, which is slightly annoying. And I got the threads as well. which, I mean, got these lovely, is this for this one? Yeah, it is. This lovely, put it next to this so you can see it. This lovely cut, this lovely one, which is Williamsburg Red from Weeks Dye Works. And there's this beautiful, it's called Swiss Chocolate, which, I mean, it does look like chocolatey, hold on. Which you can see here, which is variegated, as you can see, which I think is a nice colour. And then I've got some silks as well, which I'm quite excited about because I haven't really stitched with silk. I have silk in my stash for the Dracula piece that I have, which I haven't started yet. So yeah, there's three silks? Yeah, 3 silks. So you've got Iron Bark, which is this darker one. Then there's, sorry, bear with me, Skinny Latte, which I think is this one. And then this one is, oh no, sorry, that was Skinny Latte, my apologies. This one is Skinny Latte. And then the other ones I was called Whoop Whoop, which is, these are from Dinky Dyes. And all together on the fabric, I think they're going to look gorgeous. I mean, I need to get some DMCs in also for it, or look through my stash and check to see whether I have them or not. But look at the colours, I think they're going to look beautiful on this. So I'm thinking that could be my next start. It's going to be this one or Edna, if you remember Edna, because I quite like Edna too, she's quite classy. I think that Edna's more spring, whereas I can get away with him sort of in summer as well, so we'll see. And I also got some other stuff from Lindy because while she was, sorry, excuse the wrinkle, when she released this one, she also had a bit of a sale on her other bird samplers. And now I'm not sure if all of these are bird samplers, but I've had my eye on a couple of these ones, so it would have been rude not to, wouldn't it? I mean, I would have got the digital copy too, but as I was getting it shipped, I thought I might as well get the paper ones. So this is called I Forget the Rest, and I think this is lovely. It says, we were together, I forget the rest. I mean, I should probably take these out of the packaging, but it's going to make a horrible noise if I do, so I won't. But it's 2 gorgeous little owls. I mean, snuggling up to each other. I think that's super cute. And I had my eye on this one for quite some time, so I was like, oh, rude not to. I love this one too. It's called Stars Bright. We would be together and have our books, and at night be warm in our bed together with the windows open and the stars bright. I mean, I love the words, and I also, the colours on this guy, or gal, I think it's a guy though. Cute now. And then the last one, which I think I'd always thought was quite cute, and it wasn't until I really saw Michelle Bendy stitching this that I was like, oh no, actually I really love this one. Birds to the Boughs. As birds are fitted to the boughs, so was my love to me. And I just think this one's also stunning. I mean, I think I would then also get you know, some proper, oh, there's all DMC flosses, interesting. See how much I looked at this. Yeah, I'm trying to work out what fabric I would do for that, because I'm thinking this would also be a beautiful new start. I mean, there's a lot, as you can see, like there's a lot, as you can maybe see here, there's like a lot of like changeable threads and different changes, so that would definitely take some time, but who cares? And last but not least, for my Lindy stitches haul, as I said, Steph just wants my money. I got a 32 count piece of Lugana, just because, why not? And I thought that this would potentially work well with either this one, or this one, or potentially even this one. I mean, you can never have too much fabric, can you? Because then you've got your options are kept available for you. So yeah, that was my haul. I have got the Caterpillar Cross Stitches second subscription box on the way. I didn't get the first one. I don't know why. Probably I missed it, or I didn't fancy it at the time. But then the second one was Stitcherovia. I kind of had to do that one, didn't I? And so yeah, that was been dispatched, I know, so it's probably waiting somewhere at Frankfurt in the customs. which all of my packages seem to spend more time in Frankfurt than I do these days. But hey, what can you do? I also wanted to mention that you guys need to check out, if you haven't already, a lovely girl, or lovely lady, called Chapel's Craft, who's over on Instagram. She's releasing today a pattern, and I'm not even just saying this, I think it's so cute and so adorable. I can't wait to get my hands on it and stitch it up. So I would just say, guys, go and check her out. Her pattern, her design looks lovely. She's a lovely person. Go check her out, support her on her design adventure, as I would probably term the phrase. Yeah, so that's really released today. So I'm recording this on Saturday, the 26th. So depending on when this gets uploaded, I'm not entirely sure when I'll do that. It'll either be out or it'll be released, like later today. And last but not least, I got some stitching kindness from, again, another lovely lady on Instagram who I was talking to, having gone through our posts, you know, like how we all every so often stalk people, and so she has this gorgeous bearded dragon. It's only a little one, only a little cute thing. And I of course messaged her and said, where did you get this design from? It's amazing. Because a friend of mine has got bearded dragon, and I was trying to work out if I could just stitch something really cute for her, you know. And Sarah turned around and she was like, oh, if you want, I can send it to you. And she did, which was so lovely, with a nice cute little card too. And so that came this week. I haven't actually messaged her yet to say thank you. Thanks. But she's also going to get something in return from me, because you have to share the love, don't you? If you're done with the pattern in a magazine or something like that. So she's sent me something, so I'm going to send her something back in the post, which I haven't made it to the post office yet, because I'm awful for this type of thing. But she will be getting something in return, which I'm super excited about. So that was very, very lovely and kind of her. So I just wanted to give her a little shout out and say thanks for that, because I know she's probably watching this. So thanks, Sarah, that was lovely of you. Yeah, so that was basically everything I have done, am doing. So let's talk about plans. I know the last couple of years there's been something called Christmas in July. Don't ask me why it's called Christmas in July, but it is. I haven't seen anyone talking about it yet on social media, but I'm considering doing it this year. Mainly so I can get a bit of progress on those festive pieces that you never get done, because, you know, Christmas in December just happens and you have no idea what goes on. So I'm thinking of either, so I'm putting it out from the bottom of my pile that I've got collected here, making more progress on this bad guy, because it'd be a perfect opportunity to get a bit more done, I think. I mean, I love stitching on it, so any excuse. But I'm also thinking, it's also from the Frosted Pumpkin. I haven't shown you guys this yet because I haven't really done much on it. But it's the Christmas Celebration sampler. I've done a tiny, and I mean literally, a tiny section of it. This is like the top. I think this is like the top half. Like this bit might be half or a quarter or a third, sorry, even. Not entirely sure. But I started this literally last Christmas, on Christmas Day, I think it was. And I just put them straight away because after Christmas I don't feel like stitching Christmas stuff. So I'm hoping that I might be able to get some more of that done soon. I mean, I pulled the colours out for you to show you guys. I think they are, it's all DMC apart from 1 week's dye works. But I think, I mean, oh, I'm not going to get this like done nicely, am I? But I mean, the colours I think are really cute. I mean, Frosted Pumpkin do cute stuff, I know, right? So again, they're almost that type of people that want to be like, take my money. But yeah, these are the DMC colours. So you've got some beautiful, and I mean, they're going to look nice on this fabric. It's called Gingerbread, by the way, and it's also Pitchless Plus, but I can't tell you what count it is. I'm guessing it's a 28 count because when I bought it, I doubt I really. That's the colour palette. I mean, look, it's going to pop. And then the Weeks Dye Works one here, I don't know whether you can see the variegation. There's a slight, if it would focus on the threads, that would be grand right now. there's a slight pinky blue variegation that you can't really see. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really notice it until I started stitching up, and then when you look at it here, I don't know whether this is gonna show up nicely for you. No, typical, isn't it? But yeah, there's like this no man's more blue, and then like this bit here, for example, this bit here is more pinky, which I think is quite cute. Like it's a subtle effect, which obviously variegating threads can have, but these are so. Just trying to put them against this and see whether it shows up here. No, you can't really see it, but there's like a slight pink, a slight blue, which you might be able to see, I don't know. But that's, yeah, it's called Snowflake if you're interested, from Wreath Dye Works. But yeah, so that's also a possibility. I'm not entirely sure whether whether I will do Christmas in July. I guess I'll see what my mood takes me to, because must admit, I want to stitch stuff I want to stitch. I don't necessarily want to be kept to a regime or something where I say I'm only going to do this, because I must admit that was something I didn't enjoy as much in May. Although I had quite a few styles I could alternate in, but I kind of just want to, if I feel like stitching on something Christmassy, I'll pull out in August, you know? So we'll see what I do. I mean, I want to try and keep up, as I said, on Hello Sunshine. I want to try and get a bit more of Hello Pumpkin done too. I've got my Cotton Twine subscription boxes coming in, so there's always something to do. But I would also quite like to start some like Lindy Stitches related. So there's always too much to do, isn't there? So yeah, I think that's probably, well, you've had enough of my voice for now. I'll let you, yeah, so I'll try and be in touch again soon. Who knows, like, let's be honest, it depends on, because obviously if I've got nothing stitched, I'm not going to come and show you nothing. So that's also a major role. But as I said, with stuff opening up and all that type of thing, there's this thing called socialising. I mean, who knew? Not sitting in front of a camera on Zoom, actually seeing people in person. So I might be doing a bit more of that, so that obviously leaves less time for stitching as well. But we will see. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let me know what you're stitching, what your plans for July are, whether you've heard of Christmas in July, and whether you're also going to be taking part or not. And yeah, let me know what you think about stitching with regimes as well. Like, do you have like stuff where you say you're only going to stitch on certain things, or do you just go as the mood goes? I would be interested to hear all of that. And so yeah, I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and that you're all surviving as best you can at the moment. And yeah, it was nice catching up with you guys again, and yeah, speak to you guys soon. Bye.